A good friend of mine posted the following question on Facebook today. I was telling my son to follow up on job applications and resume that he sent out, and he's telling me in today's world, they don't want to hear from you. That's a really good question that I think the best way to answer it is if I give you a glimpse into the life of an average recruiter. I would love to give you the impression that in a perfect world, a business partner will call a recruiter 2 or 3 months ahead of time to let them know a position will become available and you're going to need those recruiting services from that recruiter to give you ample time to make sure we spend hours and hours and hours going through resumes, spending 20, 30 minutes on each one to make sure you've got the right candidate for the role. I would love to give you that impression, but it doesn't even come close to reality. What really happens is a department head will contact the recruiter to let the recruiter know that a position became available 4 months ago and now they need somebody to fill that position ASAP. Now that recruiter has to scramble and make sure that the job description is up to date so they can open up a requisition either on LinkedIn or Indeed to start hiring for this position. And because the position has to be filled ASAP, the organization puts some money behind marketing, giving it more exposure and more applications come in. Now the recruiter has to go to all the different postings, download all the resumes and start sourcing. And I'm talking about hundreds of resumes. And you would think with so much money, time and effort being dedicated to the recruiting process, you would think that the recruiter would spend a lot of time on each resume, like 5 or 6 minutes on each resume to make sure that he or she is looking for the right skill sets for the organization. You would think that's how they would do it, right? Yeah, wrong. They have goals to meet. They don't have time to go through each and every resume. On average, a recruiter spends between 6 and 9 seconds on each resume. 6 to 9 seconds. So as a recruiter is going through each and every resume, if you don't impress the living daylights out of them between those 6 to 9 seconds, then your resume is gonna go into the no pile. Now multiply that entire process by 10, 20, even 30 different positions that a recruiter would have to recruit for. And recruiters will back me up on this one. Every single business leader that the recruiter is recruiting for, each and everyone thinks that their position is more important than any other one that you're recruiting for. Needless to say that it's very stressful and recruiter burnout happens more often than not. Now, if a recruiter that's going through that insane process gets a phone call or an email from a candidate that meets the minimum qualifications and all that person is doing is just following up, if that person is in the middle of the file, a good recruiter will take that call or check that email, check all the minimum qualifications and move that person from the middle pile to the very top of the pile. And guess what? If that person hits all the right notes, they're gonna get an interview. Otherwise, that resume would have stayed in the middle of the pile and the chances of it being not seen dramatically increases. Not only that, it shows the recruiter and the hiring authority that you are really motivated and interested for this role, and you do your due diligence to follow up. So to answer the question, should you follow up? Following up makes the recruiter's job much easier, and it increases your chances on being seen by the right people to get the job. Follow up. Hope this helps.